because we can live peacefully side by side even though we have many differences. That's why our national motto is Bhinneka Tunggal Ika, which means different but still one. In addition, Indonesia has a variety of very unique cultures, art, and tradition. One of the unique things that Indonesia has is batik, traditional clothing that's easy to find and has now become a tradition or even fashion. I'm Elisa Nisa.
I'm Nazwa. And I'm Tasya.
We are from Dinamika Pembangunan Vocational High School, Jakarta. Are going to introduce you an outline of what batik is.
Batik is Indonesia's original cultural heritage that has its own identity worldwide. UNESCO designated batik as a humanitarian heritage for oral and intangible culture on October 2, 2009. Furthermore, the government of Indonesia decided October 2 as National Batik Day. Over time, the Indonesian batik motif, which is one of the most popular forms of traditional decorative cloth in Indonesia, underwent various adjustments. Batik motifs that are produced to meet the needs of casual to semi-formal clothing also have an interesting history and origin to know. There are various kinds of Indonesian batik motifs that are most popular in the Indonesian fashion industry. Every batik motif and pattern have an authentic history and origin.
The first one is Pekalongan batik. The history of batik in the Pekalongan area began in 1740 when there was a cloth trade transaction to Jakarta. A batik trader from Pekalongan named Nyai Singobaro, with her batik brand Krono Citro, became the pioneer of the oldest batik seller in the Pekalongan area. One of the mixed motifs of Pekalongan and Arabic culture is the Zhuamra Motif. The hallmark of the Pekalongan Zhuamra batik motif is that there are many symbols of dots, stars, and wind direction motif. There is also a Pekalongan batik cultivating culture with Japan, which is named Batik Jawa Hokokai or Batik Jawa Baru. Now, Pekalongan batik present more innovative and diverse motifs. Batik designs are developed with luxurious black cloth wrappings and typical coastal flora and fauna motif. The second is batik kaung. One of the famous batik motif in Yogyakarta is the kaung batik motif. The hallmark of the kaung batik motif is the circular shape that resembles the kaung fruit or palm fruit, which is arranged geometrically. This motif is known as a symbol of might and justice, judging from the size and shape of the circle. Kaung batik motifs are divided into three types, namely batik kaung, which is kaung rebel, and kaung sen motifs. The three batik motifs are distinguished from the shape of a circle that resemble their respective currency. Initially, batik kaung could only be worn by royal officials and their followers. Then, in Surakarta, it was only used by advisors and courtiers. While in Yogyakarta, batik kaung is used by groups of people who have royal family ties.
The third is Parang batik. Parang batik is one of the oldest classical batik motifs which has a very deep philosophy and meaning. Parang batik comes from the word parang, which means slope or cliff, so that the characteristic of the motif is in the form of geometric slope pattern like a rhombus. The meaning of Parang batik is not to give up in going through various life obstacles in an effort to improve one's quality of life. The fourth is Druntomatic. This archipelago batik motif often appears at Japanese traditional weddings, with the hope that the bride and groom can maintain a good household. In addition to the bride and groom, the parents of the bride and groom often wear Druntomatic motifs. Druntum itself comes from the Japanese taruntum, which means to grow or blossom again. The characteristic of the Druntomatic is the flower of the flower in the sky, which is described as resembling a flowered headland.
The fifth is Megamendung Batik. Megamendung Batik motif has its own characteristic in terms of patterns, namely images that resemble clothes with bold colors, such as red and blue. The Megamendung motif is identical as the icon of Cirebon coastal batik. The meaning stored in this batik motif is that everyone must be able to hold with anger when conditions are down, depressed, or sad. The next is batik sogan. Sogan batik is one of the traditional Indonesian batiks because of dominance of the classic brown color. Named sogan batik because at first the process of coloring batik using natural dyes made from the trunk of the sogan tree. Classic sogan batik is a type of batik that is identical to the Japanese Palace area, namely Yogyakarta and Solo.
The last one is batik Sekar Jagat. The Sekar Jagat motif is one of the batik motifs originating from Solo and Yogyakarta. Sekar Jagat is taken from the word kar in Dutch, which means map, and jagat means the word in Javanese sword. In a sense, the Sekar Jagat batik motif has the meaning of the beauty of diversity, both in Indonesia and the world. As is known, batik is a cloth that is painted with liquid wax using a tool called canting. In its development, there are three types of batik in terms of manufacture, namely stamp batik, written batik, and printed batik. In addition to wearing batik pattern clothes, it's also a good idea to know the origin and brief history in order to better understand Indonesian cultural heritage. That's all from us.